Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadramai. Jaya Gauranithai, 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 Jaya Gauranithai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Namo Vishupad, Paramahansa Parivajagacharya, Ashtota Shata, His Divine Grace, Abhay Chanara Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya, Beauty founder Acharya, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva, Shadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath, Shamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Shri Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagvatam Ki Jai. Pasi Samvita Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nithai Gaur Premanande Hari Bo. All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Vishnu Padaya, Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, titled Krishna is the source of all incarnation. And today we are going to cover from text 17 to text 19. Text 17 and 18 doesn't have any purport. Text 19 has a purport, and that's why it's on the board. We'll recite 19 together. Before that, I will just read the translation of 17 and 18. Text 17, translation. In the 12th incarnation of the Lord appeared as Dhanvantari, and in the 13th he allured the atheist by the charming beauty of a woman and gave nectar to the demigods to drink. Text 18. In the 14th incarnation, the Lord appeared as Nrsimha and bifurcated the strong body of the atheist Hiranyakashipu with his nails, just as a carpenter pierces cane. Text 19. So this will chant together. Panchadasam Vamanakam. Panchadasam Vamanakam. Kridvagad advaram balehe. Kridvagad advaram bale. Padatrayam yachamana. Padatrayam yachamana. Pratyaditshu tripishtapam. Pratyadishtu tripishtapam. Panchadasham vamanakam. Kridvagat advaram bale. Padatrayam yachamana. Pratyadishtu tripishtapam. Panchadasam vamanakam. Kridvagad advaram bale. Padatrayam yachamana. Pratyadishtu tripishtapam. Panchadasam vamanakam. Kridvagad advaram bale. Padatrayam yachamana. Padatrayam yachamana. Pratyadishtu tripishtapam. Pratyadishtu tripishtapam. Panchadasam vamanakam. Kridvagad advaram bale. Padatrayam yachamana. Pratyadishtu tripishtapam. Panchadasam vamanakam. Kridvagad atmaram bale. Padatrayam yachamana. Pratyadishtu tripishtapam. Mataji. Panchadasham vamanakam. Kridvagad admaram bale. Padatrayam yachamana. Pratyadishtu tripishtapam. Word by word meaning. Panchadasam, the 15th in the line. Vamanakam, the dwarf Brahmana. Kridva, by assumptions of. Agat, went. Advaram, arena of sacrifice. Bale, of King Bali. Padatrayam, 3 steps only. Yachamanaha, begging. Pratyadishtush, willing at heart to return. Tripishtapam, the kingdom of the 3 planetary system. Translation and purport by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the 15th incarnation of the Lord, assumed the form of a dwarf Brahmana, and visited the arena of sacrifice arranged by Maharaj Bali. Although at heart he was willing to regain the kingdom of the 3 planetary systems, he simply asked for a donation of 3 steps of the land. Purport. The Almighty God can bestow upon anyone the kingdom of the universe from a very small beginning, and similarly he can take away the kingdom of the universe on the plea of begging a small piece of land. That was the purport. Om Agyana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padagamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Shagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Swadvaitam Savadutam Priyana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrinda Vaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Taruvasya Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, obviously we are going through all the incarnations of the Lord in this specific chapter. So, in these three texts from 17, 18, and 19, we are covering from the 12th until the 15th incarnation. So, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, 4 incarnations. So, let's discuss about all these 4 incarnations. So, the first one is Dhanvantari. So, both in this, in the text 17, the Dhanvantari, and the next one was Mohini, both were appeared at the time of churning the ocean, like to get the nectar. So Dhanvantari is actually the, as you can say, that the resident physician of the demigods. So we can see there was a picture somewhere here, I think on that corner, where you can see that Dhanvantari is coming out with a pot of nectar. And Dhanvantari he's like, the significance in the later part we come to know that Dhanvantari is the reason that the demigod, they have a long life. Like we know that when you go into the demigod planet, you have a long life there, right? But it's actually Dhanvantari who actually makes sure that from every aspect that the demigod, they have a long life. So like specifically like today, like the doctor, when you go to the doctors, like, they make sure that you are, like, you don't have any, like, diseases or anything like that. Your food habit is correct, and all those things. So make sure you have a healthy lifestyle. So Dhanvantari has the same responsibility. Actually better than that, obviously. He was doing better than our doctors, because that's why the demigods having so long life. So he actually had that responsibility to come out with the nectar. And then what happened? We know that the asuras, like the demons, they came and snatched out that nectar from Dhanvantari. So after that, obviously, as the demon came, and they actually, by forcing and by, like, Dhanvantari is he's a demigod, he's a simple man. They just came and just snatched out from him. So then the Lord, he actually made arrangement that, okay, now the demons, you have done it in the wrong way, so let me now put it in another way. So then the next incarnation came. And that incarnation name is Mohini. So the word meaning Mohini is to bewilder someone, right? And this is the same incarnation who actually bewildered Lord Shiva at one of the pastimes. So bewildering Lord Shiva is a very, very big ask. Because when we see, like, someone is bewildering, like previously we went through that when Vishwamitra get bewildered, or other sages, they got bewildered, right? But Lord Shiva, he has been left from the beginning. He is a yogi. Like, he left he could have had all the opulences, but he left everything. He went and he was doing his tapasya. Like, he lives in a secluded place. We know, like, Lord Shiva, he had all the ashes on his body, and it's like, nothing to do with any kind of opulences. But he also got bewildered by the beauty of Mohini. Because this Mohini is actually the incarnation of the Lord. So one of the points that we need to note here, that when the Lord takes the form of a woman, then he becomes beautiful than any other woman in this world. That's the feature of the Lord. Whenever the Lord does something, he becomes the best. So when this Mohini incarnation came, and what happened after the demon, they snatched the nectar, and obviously, among themselves, they started to fight, because that's the demonic nature. So rather than they say that, okay, now we have it, now let's sit down and have it in a structured way, but then they started fighting amongst each other. One demon said, no, give it to me. Other one said, no, I want to drink the whole thing. So I'll be from their concept, although they knew that it's a nectar, if you drink it, then you will not be killed. But they were thinking, if I drink the whole pot, then I'll not be killed anytime. So they were they didn't have that simple concept that if you haven't have a drop of it, that's what happened with the Rahu and Ketu, right? They had a drop of it, and that didn't even went below their neck when the Lord cut their head, and they're still alive. So anyway, so they were fighting among each other. But when they saw Mohini Murti, when the incarnation is coming, Mohini, everyone stopped. And then they were thinking, okay, who is this? Who is actually coming? And see, very interesting, later in the other part, that when this incarnation get described in a detailed way, we see that in such a very interesting factor that the demons, although being the demon, they actually inquired about Mohini within the protocol. So what they did, right, obviously there is a protocol to behave, with each other, with the other sex. So there is a protocol there. Here we are talking about the demons. And they also, we see that, simply we can understand that they will break the protocol, and they will go and do, what the demons should do. But here the demons, they actually didn't break the protocols. They first tried to find out, who is this lady? Is she married? And, what's the purpose? They're trying to find out all those things from Brahma. And when they came to know that, okay, she's she's young, she's not married, then they thought, okay, now we can go ahead and approach her for getting married with, each one was saying they're getting married with me. And they got, such awestruck by the beauty. And that's the thing, they were appreciating the beauty. Obviously, there were lust there. There were lusty feelings there. But before that, they were awestruck with the beauty. And after that, they were thinking that, so what to do? And then Mohini just simply came and took the pot of the nectar. And said, okay, now everybody sit down and I'll serve. And then, interestingly, we see that the demons, what they did, okay, now we have to sit down and we'll get served the nectar. So there is a ritual for that. So everybody went, they took shower, they put nice dresses, they came and they sat down. So see, compared to, today, when we see that at some places where demoniac activities are happening, heinous activities, the crimes are happening, right, no one has no kind of consideration. Even if someone wants to harm some person in those ages, we see that there were some protocol that they maintained. Specifically, we see during the battle of Kurukshetra, so after the sunset, nothing happens. Then people can, can go to each other camps because they knew each other. They are sent from the same, originally they were sent from the same family. So they used to go to each other's camp, they used to have food there, they used to have all these things. But these days there is no such thing. They say that everything is fair in love and war. So that means what? You go and in the name of my country, in the name of my religion, in the name of my whatever, I just have to kill. And how I'm killing? I'm just going, I'm dropping a bomb in the hospital. I'm sending a person with a gun inside a school where the students are sitting and they're studying. And someone is going with a gun and killing the students. This is what's happening, which is like totally, totally heinous. And these are crime. But we see, like, here, in the like what we are getting from Srimad Bhagavatam, in those days, although, like, people are fighting with each other, but there were, like, rules, there were protocols to maintain. So, coming back to this, so when Mohini asked everyone to sit down, and then obviously the Asuras, they could figure it out that she's actually only giving it to the demigods, not to the Asuras. So even after that, the demons didn't actually attack straight to Mohini, because they were thinking, okay, she's a lady. So they actually were saying that they were getting agitated, because obviously their mind were bewildered, and then they were started to get agitated. That's what's happening. We are not getting it. But they didn't actually attack her. And we know, like, after that what happened, two of the demons, they just went into the side of the demigods, they disguised themselves, and they tried to get the nectar. That's the Rahu and Ketu, and then their head got, like, slashed by Vishnu. So it's actually, like, quite amazing to understand that, how the Lord, He actually makes specific arrangement, and the incarnation comes in such a way that as per that time, place, and circumstances. And only a devotee can see that feature of the Lord. No one else. Like, no one else is about, because here the demigods, they were demigods, to the extent, the demigods also with the demons, they were, like, also couldn't figure out about Mohini Murti. And then, like, only we know that, when the Lord incarnation comes, the devotee of the Lord, they actually can see the real feature. So that comes to our next incarnation, which is the 14th incarnation, is Lord Nrsimhadev. So when Lord Nrsimhadev appeared, right? So it is like, obviously the demigods, they went to Vishnu, they prayed that, please help us, like, protect us from Hiranyakashipu. He's just coming and he's just doing all these things. So the demigods, they knew that the Lord will come and save them and protect them. But when the first, not even the sight, the first sound of Nrsimhadev came out from the back of that pillar, the demigod, they all ran away and hid behind the clouds. Because that sound was, like, so trembling. Like, it was shattering. It's like, they say, like, earth shattering sound, that is a sound. And that sound gave Hiranyakashipu a cold sweat. For the first time. He never ever faced that kind of fear before. But only at that point of time, when that sound came out, then Hiranyakashipu was saying, okay, there is something here. Like, I need to get prepared. And then when Nrsimhadev came out, obviously, like, everybody ran away. Everyone ran away. And Hiranyakashipu was saying, hey, where are you going? Attack him. Like, he's just, like, someone, like, he just came from, he's just a Vishnu. Like, attack him, like, kill him. And Nrsimhadev was, like, not doing anything. He was just standing, and he was like, the sound was coming out, and they were getting fainted. Then demigods, they were like, they say, oh, what's happening? If this is the incarnation, then, like, after then, obviously, when Hiranyakashipu got killed, and Nrsimhadev couldn't be pacified. And the demigods, even up to Lord Brahma, they were, like, under so much fear that, oh, he might, like, destroy the entire universe, because he seems so angry. He couldn't be pacified. They thought that when he killed Hiranyakashipu, he would be pacified. But no. He tore down Hiranyakashipu, threw him away. But still, he is like, that anger. Everybody was like, and then the demigods, they went and requested goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, that please come and pacify him. Lakshmi Devi, just from the very far, just get a glimpse of Nrsimhadev, she fainted. She fainted. But then what we see? Prahlad Maharaj, 5-year-old boy. He never moved. He is in that same position where his father, when he was talking with his father, when he said that, yes, behind that pillar, the Lord is there. He never moved from that position. He's still standing there. And what he did, he took a garland, went to Nishingadev, put the garland on Nishingadev. And by that, Nishingadev completely pacified. He straightway took Prahlad Maharaj in his lap. And we see in the animals that how they actually show love to their calf, and the children started licking Nishingadev. So Prahlad Maharaj, from the beginning, he saw that the Lord appeared. So just to see, and so here, every incarnation, there is some teachings there. And from here, from Mohini Murti, what we learn that if Lord tries to take any form, he can be the best. So one of the point that I missed there, actually, Lord also wanted to, because the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, had a belief that she is the most beautiful, woman in the entire universe. So the Lord wanted to show her also. So when the Lord took that form, then Lakshmi Devi she also saw, and she was like, wow. So that's why the teaching from that incarnation is when someone takes, when the Lord takes someone's feature, he becomes the best. From Nishingadev, that incarnation, the teaching is that the Lord here, obviously, at any cost, he will protect his devotees. So here, actually, he actually not only protected Prahlad Maharaj, in a way, he also protected Brahma. You know how? Because Brahma, when Hiranyakashipu was doing this deal with Brahma, and first Hiranyakashipu asked that, I want to have the immortality. And Brahma said, I'm not even immortal. How can I give you that boon? Then Brahma said, then Hiranyakashipu was doing that deal. Okay, so I couldn't be killed by a man or an animal, not in the morning, not in the night, not with any weapon, all these things, like a contract. And actually, Brahma, approved everything. And the Lord actually then kept that, what Brahma has promised to Hiranyakashipu. He actually kept that promise. So he came, and neither in the morning, not in the night. He came during the dawn. Not in home, not in outside. He came on the, courtyard. Not in any animal, not in man. He came as half man, half lion. Not with any weapon. So he tore Hiranyakashipu with his nails. So he kept every promise that Brahma did to Hiranyakashipu. Because later, they could say that, oh, Brahma, you have broken your promise. So then Brahma's position could be undermined. He is the, he's the creator, of this, our world. So his position could be undermined. But the Lord made sure that his devotees' position couldn't be undermined. That's the beauty of it. Because otherwise, you see that the Lord, he could easily come and he could kill Hiranyakashipu. There is he didn't need to come in this incarnation. So that's why the Lord always say that, whenever a devotee makes promise, Lord is bound to fulfill that promise. That's why Krishna is saying in Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita that Kontaya pratijanahi name bhakta pranashrati. So Krishna is saying that if I do the promise, then I might sometimes go out of it. But Arjuna, you actually announce this boldly, that none of my devotees perishes. So that's the teaching we get. So yeah, sorry, it's already 8:30, but I'll try to cover. It's hard to cover 4 incarnations in half an hour, but then the last incarnation is Bali Maharaj. And what's the teaching that we are getting from the pastime of Bali Maharaj? We obviously know what happened, what the pastime is. The teaching that we get from Bali Maharaj pastime is that if any point of time, if anyone actually obstructing you from serving the Lord, you should get rid of them from your life. Anyone that can be. And here, for Bali Maharaj, who was that? It was his own spiritual master. Shukracharya went to Bali Maharaj and said that, I know you have promised him, right? Whatever he wants, he will give you. Like the three pieces of land. But I am telling you, he is Vishnu himself. And as per the Shastras, there are 4 points are there that once you promise, but if you see that if that promise is going to harm your life or your family, or is going to harm innocence, or there was a 4th one, then the injunction is given in the Shastra that you can actually break your promise. So as your spiritual master, I am telling you that you can go ahead and break that promise. But Bali Maharaj, he knew that this is Vishnu. And he wanted to serve the Lord. So he totally rejected his spiritual master's instruction. So the teaching is like here, that is, if anyone comes and try to, take us away from the service of the Lord, we should try to avoid that association. Because you are just obviously if the spiritual master's duty is take you to the spiritual Lord, take you towards the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, not taking you away from him. If someone is doing it, then they are not the spiritual master. So that's what very important for us to understand. It's not only with the spiritual ones, it's to do with everything that we do. That at any point of time, if we see that anything in our life which is taking us away from our service, devotional service, we should avoid that situation. We should avoid that association, we should avoid those works, we should avoid those, whatever those things are. Because if we don't avoid them, then what's happening? So to put it simply, what is that which is taking us away is the Maya. So it's a very strong agent. So that's why we have to from Bali Maharaj pastime, that is the teaching that we get, that we have to always make sure that we are serving the Lord without any obstruction. So on that note, sorry it's a little bit over time, I would like to end here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nithai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Sarvada Gaura Bhakti ki jai. In what? In what ways? Phase. In what ways? In what ways? He was the grandson of Prahlad, so from family. But he's a demon, but the thing is, he's from the demoniac family. So like how Prahlad Maharaj was from a demoniac family, but he was God conscious from the beginning, because when Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb of his mother, Narada